For this episode of Campfire for Beginners, we are going over languages, systems, and relationships. So let's get to it. Okay, everybody. So yes, as we continue where we left off, we are going to be going over 3 topics today. We are going to be going over relationships, systems, and languages. Now, languages doesn't really correlate with relationships and systems, but I just want to give you a quick, run over of languages because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not a linguist, so there are things that I know really basic stuff, but for people who want to create their language for their characters, this will definitely be the element for you. So let's, quickly dabble over by languages. All right, so I have just created a new element under languages. So here you have dictionary, add words, and the layout to how you want to go about doing it, where you want small cards, large cards, compact list. And again, if you have more to fill, you can always create a second page. All right, so let's add a word. Okay, so let's say in Evermore, let's define let's say that they're using, reishi. Let's say that they're using powers called reishi. So I'm going to type in a word. And now, if you want to come up with the pronunciation, click on pronunciation, edit, and you could just type it in. And then you can, add whatever it is that you want. And from there, you can, add what it is, a noun, adjective, pronoun, all of that stuff in the English, language. So I called it noun, and there you have it. And what's nice is, and we'll learn that later on when we go into the manuscript, when we, just write a small little thing, if there's a word that you want to add, we can add it. But like I said, when we go over manuscripts, I will show you that. But I just really wanted to show you exactly what it is when it comes to, adding words and creating your dictionary. Here, you can also create scripts. So if you have symbols that you want to add in here, you can go ahead and do that. So we go click on symbols. If you have a picture, which I do, let's go ahead and, I'm going to use a Japanese character. Let's do that. All right, and then we confirm, and there's our symbol. So pretty much, and like I said, forgive me, this is the part that, I'm not too familiar with, but here you have, other symbols, consonants, vowels, all that stuff in regards to the pronunciation of this script. And you could just type it in right there, and that goes to show you the different languages that you can create yourself if you want to do individual words. And yeah, it takes us back to the layout. You could size up how big and small that you want your cards to be, but you can create as many. So I just wanted to give you a quick little thing on what languages was all about. So now let's go to the nitty gritty, which is systems and relationships, which they are pretty much the same exact thing. So what we're going to do is systems is more so labeling, the order, the hierarchy. All right, so we are going to go ahead and create an element within systems. And so this is pretty much what it is. It's all blank until you add elements. Now you have two options when it comes to creating the system. You have the flowchart, and you pretty much have the normal panel from which, you're pretty much adding everything, just like how you do for characters and all the others. If you have not seen that tutorial, you can check out my tutorials on creating characters and just understanding the panels. You can check it out with this link below. And so the option is just what type of system is it? And let's just say because they are living in a village, let's see what they have. Yeah, we could go with community. And as for structure, well, let's go with functional. And then I would just fill in, just anything here because these are all from either lists or text panels. But let's say I want to do a flowchart. All right, so as you can see, it's a blank canvas. Let's go ahead and add an element. Now, what it wants you to do is it wants you to not only find the characters, but also location, just everything that involves the system, whether it's the people, whether it's, the location, you're creating a hierarchy. So what I did, which I probably did not map it. Oh yeah, here it is. We have Evermore, the location. So let's start with that. We're going to link that. So here we have Evermore. And so I created a location, and it's a village. It's the village where Ayana and the others reside in. And what these are little nodes. And this is going to create an attachment to whatever I'm going to attach it to. So let's go ahead and add another element. As we said, Ayuna, she is living in Evermore. So we are going to connect those two together because she is part of Evermore. Hence the relationship key. And like I said, with systems and relationships, they're pretty much the same thing. And you're going to see when I go into relationships how, they're pretty much the same thing. And so what you have here is the connection, the link between these two. And you have the option of making it solid, dashed, or dotted to however you want it to be. And then let's say that you want to change the colors. So what I did was I pressed the relationship key, and down here, see where it says white? Well, I'm going to go to the right hand panel, and I'm going to click on manage colors. So now what I can do is add a new color. So I'm going to go ahead and change it to blue. So now when I connect it here, see how it now changed to blue? Actually, let's change it. Let's turn it solid so you could see it. Yeah. So see, now it has created a blue connection with Evermore. And again, you can name it to friend, and you can label it however you want. So let's say you made a mistake and you connected it to where you didn't want to. All you have to do, right click, go to remove, and bam, it is no longer connected. So now I'm going to put a Ayuna over here, and I'm going to add other people. All right, so now I have added several people. I have added the town elder, I have added the huntsman, and I have added the mayor. All right, so in my hierarchy in this world, for Evermore, you have to have a system. So the town elder is the people that they go to. Of course, the mayor is the one that handles the people. The town elder handles the law, and then of course, these are the people that are involved. And again, we are going to connect them. So let's say, for example, I'm going to add a color, and let's go with pink, because what I want is and call it love interest. Because I'm going to connect these two together because, of course, they've loved each other since childhood, and they've been friends. The huntsman, the relationship with that, as we said, blue for friends. So I see how I selected blue. So now when I go over to huntsman and connect a Yuna there, it is now blue because they are friends. Let's see here. And, pretty much the huntsman knows the mayor. They work together, friends. Let's see. The mayor is neutral. Same with the huntsman. They're neutral with the elder, but he is the one that leads Evermore, or he controls the law and the system of Evermore. And again, with all this set up, I can, fill out the history and the social impact and everything in regards to all this. This is just to help me visualize who is connected system-wise. So you have Evermore, which is the village, who is run by the town elder and the mayor, who are friends with the huntsman, who's friends with Ayuna, who is in love with Zev. So see how all this connects and correlates with the system. So pretty much this is all system is. And pretty much when you go over to relationships, it's just the same thing. Only now you are focusing on just the characters. So again, the huntsman, let's select all of our people that we have here. And what we're going to do is we are going to put a Yuna in the center and just have everybody around her accordingly. And so, I don't think it it didn't keep anything. So I have to go ahead and create my color system to how I want my characters to be. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stick with that. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and connect everybody to where they need to be. All right, so as you can see, this is my link or my relationships to everybody. So what I have here, So what I have here is that Ayuna is in love with Zev, vice versa. but because he's a werewolf, Zev is the villain of the Huntsman, who is an ally to both Siofra and Ayuna. And why the reason the mayor and the town elder are villains is because they know that Ayuna is related to Sophria. And so, I don't want to say they call her a witch, but, we could go that route if we want to. And, of course, they are friends, or allies, because they're going to work together to try and, get rid of her. And especially when they find out that those two are in love and they find out what he really is, then, of course, we can actually put them, the town elder, as the bad guy. Because, again, in my story, Zev actually lives in this village. So there we go. So here you have our antagonists, our, protagonists, and, secondary characters that help move the story along. But that's pretty much relationships in a nutshell, and which pretty much helps you in putting them all together. And again, if you have so many more, create another page. I know this was brief. I know this was short because, again, we are down to now 4 more elements to go over. I'm leaving manuscript for last, but I just wanted to show you guys how easy and these elements are and how they connect with each other. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and share. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about Campfire so far. Has it been a lot easier? Does it make sense to you guys? Do you find that it is something that you can use in the future when it comes to creating your characters? And if you haven't seen this series from the beginning, make sure you click on this playlist to start from the beginning.